I recollect in May 2020, 85% or 90% of our hotels were closed. And that was devastating for our associates, devastating for our customers, and hugely impactful for our owners. So having said that, we have come long ways, and I think our path to recovery, while difficult and bumpy at times, as we have seen, will continue to make great progress. So I'm very optimistic about the future. I think travel has become a lot more purposeful than it was before. I think people are more deliberate about where they travel, how they travel, and why they travel. Clearly, the leisure side of the business has picked up much faster. That's where most of the travel is happening, not surprising. The other factor which I think is coming about as a result of COVID is this combination of business and pleasure, what we call bleisure. And people are now using this opportunity, particularly since technology has evolved so significantly, that you can go on a leisure break and then continue your work, or vice versa. So we're increasingly seeing that coming through in the stays in the future. And probably the last point that I would make is that people are a lot more conscious about the environment. While digitalization was always part of something that the hospitality industry was doing, just in the last couple of years, that has progressed significantly. And that is going to be an impact that is going to be lasting for a long time. And just to give a little bit of an example, contactless travel, the ability to check in and check out on your iPhone or your mobile device. The fact that you can communicate with the hotels, not necessarily by picking up the phone and calling the front desk, you can use chats. Those are huge shifts, and I think those are things that will remain in the future as we move along. I think one of the challenges that the industry faced in the past, that we were not fast enough to adapt technology in our businesses, right? I think COVID has clearly put that right in the focus. We don't have a choice, and we have to evolve and adapt. And to be able to do that, we have to use digital technology. As part of the hospitality awards, I have seen some of the presentations that are being made, and some of them are very small and hugely impactful, but there are others that can be scaled to be utilized across the hospitality industry. So I'm really looking forward to some of these things coming out this evening. And ultimately, it's going to be a combination of several of these things which will help drive our industry forward. One thing I will say, we have to be agile and quick. We've seen in the past, we cannot, sit back and wait. We have to be adaptable very quickly as things change, and that requires courage to be able to make those changes. In my own career, it's always easy to sit back and say, all right, things are going well. So we can sit back. We can't. We have to make the changes, and we have to make a huge effort to continue to move in this direction. Opening ourselves up to new customers, opening ourselves to associates, and also making sure that we are doing the right thing for our community that we live and work in. So typically a resort has to have a lot more programming, and these programming includes not only facilities for food and beverage, but also entertainment, health and spa, sports. So all those things combined make a difference. So as we think about resort development, we need to be very thoughtful about it, because the guest expectation when they go to resort is very high. This is their hard-earned money. In many cases, they want to have the time to spend with their family. They want to relax and have a good time. An urban hotel, typically the points of contact could be at check-in. It could be short concierge services, or maybe you have a breakfast. But at a resort, you're spending a lot of time directly at the hotel itself. And the interaction with the guest from an associate perspective is at a much higher level and requires greater attention and personalization, which is what our customers are looking for today. We opened a couple of St. Regis's in Dubai. These are terrific hotels. One is on the Palm and one is on downtown. We have opened a few lifestyle hotels. We opened an Edition in Dubai, which is a lifestyle luxury hotel, which is great. I just was there a couple of weeks back. We opened the Edition in Reykjavik, our first luxury hotel in Iceland. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be opening the W Rome, which is going to be a terrific hotel. And I was there a couple of months back and touring the site, and they were almost finishing up, and we should be opening that anytime as we speak. So I look forward to that opening as well. Some great choice of hotels that we're opening in the near term. I think we have always talked about climate for the past few years, but it's clear that it is here to stay. Ignoring it is not an option for us. And particularly from our company's perspective, we want to make sure that we are part of the solution going forward, and we are very committed to it. We already have 30% of our hotels are LEED or BREEAM certified. Our goal is by 2025 and shortly after that we essentially get all our hotels to be certified in these two important categories. So that's one way of making sure that we are building environmentally friendly hotels. The other part is, what are the things that we can do at the hotel level to make sure that we are maximizing the potential. It starts off with something that we had always done, is to make sure that we are replacing some of the lights with LED lights, but also in terms of pure consumables. The other thing which we're also looking at is, how do we become energy efficient? And this one is actually, how do you build hotels that are energy efficient, but also can we look at retroactively using technology to do that. One technology that really comes into mind is photovoltaic cells. And that technology has changed significantly in the past years. That was a very expensive proposition, but today actually we can introduce photovoltaic cells in many of our hotels, and we've already started doing that. We have one in big time in Riyadh. We just did a Marqués de Riscal where we put up photovoltaic cells which are going to conserve a significant portion of electricity that they can regenerate. But it's also about looking at ways to reduce wastage. As you may know from your experience, there is a lot of food that is wasted in the kitchen and in our outlets. So how can you recycle this food to create biofuel, which can be fed back into the community? So those are just some examples of what we can do concretely to move us forward. But having said that, there's still a long way to go. We need to continue to focus on that. What I would probably close with is about my passion for this industry. And if I look back at my career, and if I look back at the industry as a whole, I believe it is the best industry to work for. And we have to continue to beat the drum. Obviously we have gone through a very difficult time. Our associates have felt it, our owners and franchisees have felt it. But I still believe that tourism and hospitality is a great industry to work for. So I'd encourage everybody to be part of that journey as we move forward in a slightly different way. I don't think we can always go back to what we did before, but I fundamentally think it's a great industry for people to have a very rewarding career. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to say that.